Thank you.
The time just about to turn 8:15. Good morning. The radio DJ and TV star Roman Kemp has spoken openly for several years about his own mental health issues and the need for more people to get help, particularly young people.
And earlier this week, he posted an open letter on social media. He received a response from a government health minister, Maria Caulfield, saying that she'd like all school pupils in England to have access to a mental health support team.
So let's have a look at the scale of the problem right now. According to the latest NHS figures, nearly 70,000 people aged 19 and under in England were referred to child and adolescent mental health services in April of 2021. Now, that's up 109%, so more than double, compared to pre-pandemic levels.
Now, between 2021 and 2022, almost 200,000 young people aged between 10 and 19 were taking antidepressants. Roman joins us now. Morning, Roman. Good to see you. We should explain where you are. You've put a pause on your programme, I think, haven't you, to be able to talk to us, so thanks very much.
No worries. Yeah, morning. I am literally playing the songs as we speak. So yeah, no, all good to chat.
There's a lot of good multitasking going on this morning.
Thank you very much for that. On more serious subject, I mean, you posted this open letter. What were you hoping to kind of achieve by posting that? And, where were you coming from in that moment?
Well, I think in the letter that I've posted, as you were talking about those statistics there, more than doubling, over 109%, in terms of people asking for that help for children. It's because what the current kind of system, how it is that it is incredibly difficult for children to have access to any form of mental health. And sometimes the best form of help that they can have is in their own school. They are in schools all the time. And I think what a mental health support team in a school is something that is like gold dust at the minute. And it's a mental health professional that can help with teachers, it can help with parents, it can help the pupil, obviously, directly, and alleviate some of those waiting time lists that we're seeing as well, because you're accessing the problem straight away. Now, the current people in power, they were like, yeah, OK, we're going to roll out these mental health support teams. And our target for how many we want to see was 36%. And that means 36% of schools in the UK will have a mental health support team. Now, a target, in my opinion, should always be 100%. You should always be looking to provide that to every child, because you can't divvy it up. How can you decide? So my open letter went out, and I was asking to just move that target, from 36% to 100%. Tell people that your goal is to do that in every single school. That's what I was asking for. Shortly after that letter went out, a new target was posted, and that target was then 50%. And that, to me, still is just so horrendously disappointing. As you mentioned before, I wrote this open letter to all MPs and government, and the mental health minister, Maria Caulfield, she obviously came back and she has responded to me in the last week, both publicly on Twitter and also privately. But I also, the letter that she did reply with and the things that she did come back and say, I can't help but say I'm not heavily disheartened and disappointed by her response, given that technically they're just saying, yeah, we're happy with 50%. And that, to me, is crushing once again, because that means that, 1 in 2 children are going to miss out on very important care. And that was my main problem with it. And so I'm still pushing for that 100% promise.
Yeah, it's interesting. We've looked at that letter, Roman. It's a stark reminder, isn't it, of the work that needs to be done. Maria Caulfield saying, I would like to see all pupils in schools in England having access to a mental health support team. But you've also said you see very little point meeting with her if they're not going to change that target. Is that right?
Well, yeah. I tried to meet Maria before. It wasn't allowed to happen. She's obviously come back and asked me for that meeting. But I also feel like there's very little point in meeting. If her stance is, as she says, they're happy with 50%, then I need to go somewhere else, clearly. And, I am having conversations with very, very senior MPs from both parties, about promising that 100%. And it does look good. This is something that ministers out there, they do want to do. They want to be able to say our target is 100%. So as I say, it's just extremely disappointing. And I think such a disservice to the children out there that require this help, to say to them, half of the country, we will try to get you help. My main goal is just give people that hope. Say 100%. Maria, if she's saying that she wants it to be in all schools, then why can't she tell us that it will be 100%? That's what I'm asking for.
Roman, you've had a critically acclaimed film, Our Silent Emergency, where you personally explore mental health and mental health pressures and suicide as well. What response have you had from young people? Because you're reaching an audience, we reach a morning audience, perhaps kids going to school, but on your radio show, you're reaching a different audience. What are they saying to you now that the topic of mental health is spoken about so much more?
Well, that's exactly it. I think, I was really it was really hard for me to bring out that film and have this whole thing of being open and talking about how we're feeling, and seeing us as, the British public get so much better at being open about our mental health, about asking twice, are people okay? Really checking in with one another. But I was always seeing those numbers just get higher and higher and seemingly get worse and worse. But what I wasn't doing is flipping those numbers on their head and realizing, hang on a minute, us as the general public, we are doing our bit. The young people of this country, they are doing their bit. All we've asked for them so far is to talk more and to be more open. And now they're saying, look, we've spoken more, we are talking, and yes, we do need the help. And now it's time for the people in power to provide that help. Because if we now just leave these people, you are leaving them hopeless.
Roman, it's good to talk to you. Thanks so much for coming on Breakfast and in the middle of your own radio show. What song's on now?
I think we're going to go into some Olivia Rodrigo. Just bring the mood up a little bit. Good stuff. I like Olivia Rodrigo. Roman Kemp, it's a joy talking to you. Thanks very much for taking the time. Thank you.
Now we're going to stay with that theme there, because the potential consequences of poor mental health really can be catastrophic. On average, around 5 young people take their